Hello. On today's episode, we are going to be learning how to use Azure DevOps. So, we are basically practicing the pulling and the pushing in Azure DevOps. So, think of Azure DevOps as your GitHub where you do push and pull. And when you hear push, what comes to mind? Push is when you are uploading your local repository to Azure DevOps. That's push up, push up. Pull down is more like downloading a file from Azure DevOps to your local repository. If you're a beginner, consider local repository as your local desktop or your laptop. Yep, that's local repository. So now, what is push and pull? In a layman's understanding, you are pulling in order to test run whatever the developers have worked on from their end. After you've put it down and test run it, you make your corrections and then pull it back. Push it up back to the developer. So that is the pulling and pushing that we'll be practicing on today's learning episode. So let's get started. The first step is we are going to create an organization. Once I click on this, I'm not going to be creating a new organization because I already have two organizations and I don't need to create one. But I'm going to show you the process of creating an organization, but at the end I won't be creating. I'll just go back and use an organization that I already have created. All right, so the process is you create an organization, you create a project, you open a file, because ordinarily the developer is supposed to send you a file, but this time around you just have to create a file by yourself, or should I say I'm creating a file by myself because I'm trying to practice the whole thing. All right, so we'll create a file, make some editing on the file, pull it and push it back. Yeah. And what is the process of pulling? After I've edited the file, I stack it. Yeah, stacking it is just by giving it a command, git add dot, it stacks it, and then you do git commit whatever you've committed, and then git push in order to push it up. That's just it. It's very easy peasy. So let's get right into it. View my organization. So remember, I had earlier said that I already have two organizations, right? So I won't have need to create any organization. But if you've not had any organization, the next step for you is create new organization. You click on continue, write the name of your organization, solve this puzzle, and click on continue. Then you follow the next step. I won't be doing this. The reason is I already have an organization, so I'll simply go back. So I'm going to be using this Mackie Enterprise 01. I have two, 01 and 02 and 02. So I'll be using 01 to create my project. So what is my project name? Let's create a Ludo game app. Description. The next step is you create a project. So now that we've created a project, we'll come to the repository. Click here. This is repository. repository. Click on repos, and this is the URL. With this URL, I'll be able to clone this project into my local repository. Alright, so what do? I'll first of all go to my file manager in my local repository and open a new folder. Alright, so I'll be doing that in my downloads. I'm currently in my downloads. I'll click on an empty space to create a new folder, and yeah, this is it. I will name it Mackie, sorry, Mac Mackie Ludo game folder. Ludo game, yeah, Ludo game folder. Boom, we've created it. Please right click on this to open it in a terminal. What is the first thing we are doing? We clone the project we've created on Azure DevOps into our local depository. So the command is git clone. Let's go and copy the URL. This is the URL. So this is the URL you will use to clone it, assuming you have an already existing repository. We are going to use this, but no, we created a new one, so we are using this one. Copy it to clipboard and back to our terminal. Git clone, paste the repository and hit enter. So cloning into let's go and check what happened. Okay, so we've opened it now. Before we did not open it. Let's open it and try again. Git clone, sorry, the URL, enter, cloning into Lido game app. So this time it worked. Lesson learned is before you clone a repository, make sure you open the folder. Right, the first time I did it, it didn't work. I had to come and open that folder I created, that is this Ludo game, before it worked. Alright, so now what's the next thing we do? Let's register our folder so that for every time we send out a content to our developers, they receive it with our name and our email address. And what is the code to do that? Git config. First, let's go and confirm that what we cloned worked. So once you see this .git, that means it worked. Alright, so we are good to go. Now back to the command line. Git config. We now want to register our folder with a name and an email address. So every content we push would be recognized by this name we are going to register it with right now. So git config user dot name Mackie. That's the name I want to use. So sorry. Look at what I did. GI instead of git. Oh, oh, my beloved. You know the step we missed? We need to cd into this folder before we can give this command. Alright? So, let's do, I want to maximize this. Okay. So let's do cd, what's the name of our folder again? One step backwards. cd Ludo game app. Alright, cd, let's cd into this folder. Ludo game app. You know what cd means? Change directly. Let's change directly to the Ludo game app. You know, one good thing about tech is when you read the error message, it gives you a hint on what could be the problem, and you have to rectify it. Ludo game app. Ludo game app. Ludo game app. Enter. Okay, you see it now. We are in the Ludo game app. Let's try registering our name again. Git config. It's going to work this time. Git config user.name marking. I want to use marking. Enter. Correct. Git config user.email correct. Okay, now let's go and check if this has worked. So back to our folder, we open the config with Sublime Text. So this is it. Name, Maki, email. That is the user now. I'm the user, Maki. Email address bernardinemarcus@gmail.com. So now that we are done registering this, let's move to VS Code and create a file, make changes to the file, pull and push it. So to move to VS Code, we do code dot space dot, enter. So this has taken us to, yes, I trust the author, click on it. We are in our VS Code right now, and I want to create a file. You can either create a file from here or from here. I prefer creating from here, so I click on new file and I will name it file 01. Enter. So this is the file. Let me close this chat so you can see it properly. So this is file 01. Let us make some editing. Hello world. Alright, now let me show you something. This U means that it's untracked. Can you see the definition of the U? Untracked from here. Can you see that untracked? Look at the end. Can you see that untracked at the end? So that means that this has been untracked. Now let's open a terminal. If you want to open a terminal, you click on view, scroll down to terminal, and boom, we are in our PowerShell terminal. But then I want to switch to Git Bash terminal. So now what's the next thing we do? We want to stack this this hello world that we just created, or should I say typed in our file. Let us stack it. Alright, so let's stack. No, let's check the status of the file. Git status. So this, because this is showing red, it means that, okay, let's even read the error message. Untracked files, use git add to include in what will be committed. So it means this my changes, or these things I added in my file, has not been stacked. All right, it has not been tracked, so I can be able to commit it and pull up. That's why it's showing red. Once I stack it now, it's going to turn green by the time I click on git status, and then I'll be able to commit it. So let's stack it by doing git add dot. Okay, now let's check the status. Git status. Can you see that this is green now? That means it's ready to be committed. Now let's commit. Git commit -m created. This thing I'm typing is more like narration, so that the next person or the next developer, the next DevOps engineer that joins an organization can be able to say, oh, this was what was working in the past, this was the edition that we've done in the past. So this is more like explaining what you did. So what I did is to create file 01. And you run. So we've committed this. The next thing is to push, but this time around I'm not going to push it to the main. I'm going to create a branch. Do you know the reason we are creating a branch before we push? So we don't make any mess of the original content, because the original content is in the main. So I'm going to create a branch and push whatever whatever correction I've made in a file. Okay, and how do we create a branch? We do git checkout -b admin. I want my branch name to be admin. Git checkout -b admin, enter. So right now we've switched to, can you see it said switch to a new branch? It means that I can now push, and when you if you can see here now, it's showing that I'm in admin. Why this one is showing master? That's the main. Right, so let's push now. Git push -u origin admin. That means I'm pushing to admin. Git push -u origin admin, enter. Holy God. Okay, so this has been pushed. It said branch admin set up to track origin admin. So let's go to our Azure DevOps and see if what we worked on was effected. So we click on files, So this was the file 01 that I created. Look at it, just 2 minutes ago. I open it. Look at the admin, it's in the branch now. So if I want to refresh this, please. Now let's go back to the file and make changes to see if it's going to appear. So we click enter. I want to make changes. Okay, let's type more something. Hello my people, how are you doing? Trust you are good. Okay, so we've made a little change here. Let's check the status and see if it's ready to be committed. Git status rather. Does this mean that this is under autosave? Because I made changes and I don't want it to autosave. See? Modified. I don't want it to autosave. So I've removed it from autosave. Let's do another thing. Let's delete trust you are good. So let's check the status again. Git. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Here, from the terminal. Git. Can you see my screen very well? Status. Yeah, you see, it's not ready. So we have to stack it now, stage it now, which is git add space dots. Let's check the status again. Git status. You can see how green it is, ready to be committed. So let's commit it. Git commit minus m modified file 01. Okay, Now let's push. We've modified it. At this point, if you say git push, it's going to work because we've already pushed before. You see that? So let's get back to our Azure to confirm the changes that we've made. So I'm refreshing this page. Can you see that? Hello world. That was the first change we made to the file, and now we did hello my people, how are you doing? Trust you're good. Let's go to history. Can see that. So this is the new editing that we did, right? So this is it about push and pull in Azure DevOps. Did you learn anything? Tell me what you learned in the comment section. I'll also make a video on how to do push and pull using GitHub. See you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.